I see Murdock has a big fight in his hand with his world news of the world wrapping up the phone tapping, the royals and other things and so forth. And this young girl who died, suicide and so on. And I'm really, really wondering. I recall George Bush, second George Bush president, he got on television one day and said that, you know what, we are going to pursue another avenue here to grow America. We're going to do, what do you call it again, communications. We're going to be communications expert, I guess. People were asking, well, what's that? Like, where they're going to be selling stuff like that. And so all the jobs went over to Asia and to China and to all over the place. And we were in this technology and this communications. Well, it didn't work out as they thought. And so the internet is really ravaging these various newspapers. You find that if you get on the internet and you get a piece here and a piece there, what's the point in buying a newspaper anyway? Because you don't read the whole thing and it's just waste of time. So you go on the internet. So what's happening is that all newspapers are coming on the fire now. Murdoch probably was trying to get rid of the news and start this thing so as to make it look normal and melt it down because he probably is not making no money. He has to be paying big bucks while not making no money. And probably television is a different thing. You have your ads. And so far, people still watching television, different genre or different niche and perhaps he tried to make that grab on television, but the troubles he has found himself in, he had to back out. So whether Murdoch is going to be indicted on murder and all this stuff is going to go in damages or whatever, but it looks as if he's in some serious trouble and he's just one. But I think all newspapers are in trouble. San Francisco Chronicle laying off people, Oakland Tribune laying off people. They're all laying off people because apart from the economic downturn, people are not buying the papers. Folks are going to the internet. I don't know if you've heard of George Kinney, a Florida high school principal in Sarasota, Florida. He has a special way of enhancing students' learning experience. He believes that if a child is not in the right frame of mind to do the exam, stressed out or fearful or whatever, he would hypnotize them, and he thinks that he gets results. Now, two students have committed suicide sometime after the hypnosis, and they're wondering what's going on. Now, I think they had asked him also to stop it, and I'm not sure if he continued after that or whether these were injunction. That's the school board. But I guess this principal, maybe he's a kind of wannabe psychologist, psychiatrist, and he thinks that hypnosis really works. And I think that he doesn't understand what he's getting into. When I was in high school, I had liked psychology much, and my teachers or teachers of the college, because I went to school, high school on a college campus, and I was 20, 21 then, and I was in 10th grade. Couldn't afford to go to high school when I was a child, so I worked my way through and got up there. And they warned me. They said, it starts nice, but then it gets very complicated and it could destroy you. And I of my own, just walked away because I found that I came up with some strategies that were bringing results, but I was losing respect for humans, and I was kind of like manipulating folks, getting them to do what I want done, and so on. And in television in Puerto Rico, I discovered that they have discovered my method, in that playing stupid games with people, childish games, you get things done. Because depending on the childhood, they're locked up and they're kind of like influenced by that. Those who had seen a lot of Scooby-Doo, you could throw in Scooby-Doo-ish things even though they're adults, and you'll get them to respond. So this, I walked away from the psychology, but I know hypnosis is not a strategy or technique of psychology. It is it's a spiritual thing. It's basically it's kind of like one mind dominating another mind, and our minds are not capable of generating that kind of power. And what I've discovered is that Satan does come in and take charge. I recall when I was graduating with the masters and the doctorate at a certain institution, the president was praying for folks, and they were falling out. So I said, look, bro, in advance, I said, I don't want to be falling out like that. Just, do a little prayer and let me go, okay? So we had that arrangement prior. But what I discovered is that many church people who you see praying and touching people and falling out, we know that there's a game, you press them in the head, and after a while they have themselves realizing that they got to submit and they go down. But then there are some who really, really have that power, or who channel that power because it comes from Satan, and they're that evil that they could definitely do it. What happens is that the integrity of the mind, you have to guard it. And once you be hypnotized, it seems as if you're exposing your mind to easy sort of suggestions and influences. So even if I had a problem, I wouldn't let no psychologist hypnotize me, because it gets out of control. And not necessarily he could manipulate you or take control of your mind, but others. And we know that suicide is something satanic, in that an individual would, be frustrated or perplexed by the devil, and then the devil comes in and tells him, you better end it, and there it goes. So I think this is what happened. You open the floodgate for the devils to come in. Now in court you can't talk about devils and all that stuff. You got to talk about his acts and the whole what he had done. And now this principal, he might be an upstanding person in the community, and they won't want to believe that he's into Satanism and voodoo. But as I said earlier, the only way you could make somebody, do all that stuff that happens when people are hypnotized, it got to come from the devil. And And when you give him a chance to control your mind like that, I don't know what happens, but it's a dangerous thing. So I think he's going to be liable for something. I mean, they're going to sue the school district and him. And, people got to be careful. Don't let. By the way, parents had given him permission, but they didn't know that it was that dangerous. They probably thought that it was a relaxing technique. I saw on television today where they said that yoga could help in arthritic pain. And there it's go like just like hypnosis. Yoga is just the physical or the calisthenic form of an Indian tradition and religion. That's Hinduism. So while you're trying to relieve some arthritic pain, I'm not sure if it does help anyway, but you're exposing yourself to this Hinduism and this voodoo. So you end up with more problems. People got to be aware of these things and just be careful.